Hello all, welcome back. This is Christabel Diana from Trinity Software. In this video, let us see how to create CRUD operations in Django. Django is a high-level Python web framework for the fast development of secure websites. If you are new to Django, kindly watch my tutorial how to create Hello World app using Python Django so that you will be familiar with the preliminary steps of creating a Django project. So this CRUD stands for create, read, update and delete operations. For the CRUD operations, we are going to use the Django generic views classes. That is, we will use create view class to add new entries in a table in the database and to retrieve or search existing entries as a list, use list view class. And then detail view is to retrieve a particular entry in detail, and to edit existing entries in a table, we can use update view. Delete view is to remove existing entries in a table. Okay. Now let's start our project. So I have this Django projects folder. I have a virtual environment set up here. So I'm going to activate the virtual environment right now by using this venv/scripts/activate. Okay. So the virtual environment setup is activated. Now I'm going to create a new project called CRUD project. So to set up a Django project, Django-admin start project and then the project name. I'm going to name it as CRUD_project. Okay, let me check this. So CRUD_project folder has been created. So now we can go to this folder and then we can create an app inside this CRUD_project. So to create an app, you can use Python manage.py start app. Name of the app. Here I am going to name it as cars. Okay. Before proceeding to the actual development, let's do some configuration first. Under CRUD_project, we have this settings.py file. Open this and you have to add your app into the installed apps. This installed apps. Here you can add your app name. Okay. Then we will create the model. So in Django, data is created in objects called models and is actually the tables in a database. So each model is a Python class that subclasses django.db.models.model class. Okay. Go to the app cars and open this models.py file. We are going to create our models here. So we have to import statement from django.db. I have imported models, and from django.urls I have imported the reverse method. Later we'll see what is the purpose of this reverse method. So here the name of the class represents the table name in our database. So the table will be created in this name car, and it is a subclass of models.model class. Okay, and then we are going to represent the fields of the model. This car is the table name and it consists of 4 fields, namely name, make, color and year. We are also representing the data type. The data type for name will be models.char field. I have fixed the maximum length as 100. Similarly for make. For color, character field, maximum length is set to 50, and for year it is models.integer field. And here it contains 2 methods, _str_. This method just returns the self.name, that is, it renames the instances of the model with their name. And also we have one more method, getAbsoluteURL method. Whenever this getAbsoluteURL method is called, reverse function will be evaluated. So this method returns the reverse link to the URL at car_edit and passes some additional arguments to the URL. That is, in this case it is PK. So PK stands for the primary key. This method is named as reverse because it takes an input of a URL name and from that it gives the actual URL, which is reversed to having a URL first and then giving it a name. Okay, and then this keyword arguments are the variables that go into your URL to make it unique. Okay, so PK is the property each model will be having, and it behaves like a normal attribute on the model, but is actually an alias for whichever attribute is the primary key for that model. So we can read and set this value and it will update the correct field in the model. Okay, fine. Now we must supply this model to the database after it has been defined. To do that, you can use Python manage.py make migrations. Then Python manage.py migrate. So this command will create and commit the tables in the database. Now the next step is we have to create the admin interface. Go to this admin.py file. From the admin site, Django provides us with free CRUD interface. So this admin.py file is used to display the models in the Django admin panel. First we have to import the model from cars.models, import car model. Then we have to use admin.site.register method by passing the model name as an argument to register that model into Django's admin. Admin.site.register, passing car as an argument. That's it. Then the next step is we need to create the views. So in our case, our cars app pages will be created with Django class based views. Okay, selecting views.py file, we are going to create the views here. So let me give an introduction about views. Views are actually Python functions or classes that receive a web request and return a web response in the Django framework. Okay, so let's create the views. As I have already mentioned, we are using the generic class based views. List view, detail view, create view, update view and delete view are imported. Apart from this, we have imported the car model and we have also imported a method called reverse_lazy. We will see that later. First, we have created a class car list, which is a subclass of list view. Inside this class, we are just going to specify the model to be used. So for all the classes, the model to be used is car, which you have already created here. So this is the model name. Fine. So model is equal to car for car list. And car view is a subclass of detail view. Again here the model is car. And car create is to add a new car. This is a subclass of create view. Here we are specifying the model. And we are also specifying the fields. Fields is a list which contains name, make, color and year. We have a class attribute called success URL. This car_list is the name in urls.py file, which we will be doing it soon. So this is the URL to redirect after successfully creating an object. Here we have used reverse_lazy method instead of reverse. Both the reverse and reverse lazy functions have the same objective, that is to generate a URL based on the named URL. The difference is in when they are evaluated. Reverse is used to generate a URL at the time the getAbsolute URL method is called. Okay, whenever it is called, reverse will be evaluated. Whereas reverse lazy is a lazily evaluated version of reverse. That is, unlike the traditional reverse function, reverse lazy won't execute until the value is needed. So if you are using this reverse_lazy, it will prevent reverse not found exceptions when working with URLs that may not be immediately known. Okay, there is a mandatory first argument and few optional arguments. So the first argument is the view name car_list, which will be defined in urls.py file. Okay, and similarly we have a class called car update, which is the subclass of update view. Here also we have mentioned model and the fields. Wherever we need to change the fields, it must be mentioned, and success URL is the URL to redirect after successfully editing the object. Similarly for deleting, we are creating a class which is a subclass of delete view, and here this is the URL to redirect after successfully deleting the object. Fine. So now we need to define the URLs. Okay, there is no urls.py file by default. So we are going to create that file under cars folder. So create a new Python file called urls. Here we need to add the new view into our URL configuration. Here we have two import statements. From django.urls we are importing path to mention the path, and from .import views. So this dot represents a relative import because in the same folder we have this views.py. we are importing views from the current directory itself. That's why it is mentioned from dot import views. And then we have the URL patterns. Here we point the URL to the as_view class method, which provides a function like entry to class based views. So these are views.car list, views.car view, views.car create and views.car update, which we have created here for all the CRUD operations. This is for listing all, this is for detail view, this is for creating a new car, this is for editing, and this is for deleting. Okay, and this is the view name, car underscore list, car underscore view, car underscore new, car underscore edit, and car underscore delete are the view names. So all these URLs will work only when you include the car/urls.py file into the project's urls.py file. So this should be included in this urls.py file. So open this. We have two import statements already. With this we are also importing include. So from Django.urls I have imported include. Okay, we're adding one more path cars / and comma include. We are including this cars.urls file here. Okay, that's it with the urls.py file of the project. The next step is we need to create the templates. When you are using generic class based views, the template name should be in this format, that is app/ and the model view type.html. The template which will be used by the list view should be in this format. Under cars we have to create a folder called templates, new directory, and name it as templates. Under templates we have to create another directory in the same name as that of the app name, that is cars. Within this folder we can create the HTML files, and the file used by the list view will be new HTML file, car underscore, the view type is list here, so car underscore list dot HTML file. Make sure that you are naming the HTML files in the same way. It should be in this format only. Okay, so list view will automatically try to find the template in this cars/car underscore list dot HTML. So now let's edit this. We have created car underscore list. The title is car details. We have created a table. T head contains name of the car and the year of manufacture of the car, and then three options. View in detail about a particular car. You can edit or delete. Okay. T body, we have used a for loop. Object underscore list contains all the car objects. That's why we are accessing it using this for loop. Okay. This will loop over each item in this array. Here the value of the variable is retrieved, car.name and car.year as the first two columns of the table. Then we have these options, detailed view, edit and delete. For that we have used anchor tag href is equal to %. URL tag will return an absolute path reference matching the given view, that is car underscore view or car underscore edit and car underscore delete. Here the car ID must be mentioned. Okay, so car underscore view, car underscore edit and car underscore delete is what we have named here. And finally, after closing the table, we have this option to create a new car. To add a new entry, we have this a href is equal to %URL car underscore new, which is also mentioned car underscore new. So that's it with car underscore list method. Then if you want a detailed view about a particular car, then we need to create a HTML file under this cars folder, new HTML file, and the file name is car underscore details. So this particular file will be used by detail view. So we'll write the code. Here we have given the car details. On the car list we have only mentioned the name and year of manufacture. In car details we are mentioning object.name, object.make, color and year. All these details are displayed. This is the value of that particular variable. And then I have given a button called view all so that we can go back to the previous page, that is the car underscore list. Fine. Then we need a file to be used by create and update views. For that we will be using car underscore form.html file. So under cars, new HTML file, car underscore form. Okay, this will be used by both create and update views. Okay, give a title, cars, h1 car, and here we are using the form, and method is equal to post. Here you are using CSRF token inside the form element. If the form is for an internal URL, CSRF stands for cross-site request forgery protection, and inside the form we are rendering the Django forms as paragraph. That's why it's given as form.as_p, and also we have a submit button. This form will be used for both creating the new car, also for editing a car details. Okay, for delete, the name of the HTML file should be car underscore confirm underscore delete. New HTML file, car underscore, make sure you are giving this confirm underscore delete. This file will be used by the delete view. If you give any other name, it can't find that template. Okay, I have used some styling here, and car delete is the heading. Again, we are using a form method is equal to post personalized CSRF token. We have a question, are you sure you want to delete this object, whatever we have selected? I have given two buttons. If you are pressing confirm, it will be deleted. The another button, go back to the previous car underscore list page. So that is view.get underscore success underscore URL. For that I have used cancel button. Either you can cancel or you can confirm using this two buttons. Okay, now it's fine with the templates. Now we have to add these templates path in settings file. Under CRUD underscore project, we have this settings.py file. Here in templates, DIRs colon, here we have to mention base underscore dir slash templates folder. That's it with the code. Now we can test the admin interface. First we need to create a super user using this command python manage.py create super user. So username you can give any name. Let me give admin. Need not give email address. Then password, I'm giving some password with alphabets and number. So super user created successfully. Fine, we can run the development web server by using python manage.py run server. So click on this link. We have given two paths. Either you can choose a /admin or /cars. First let me choose /cars. Okay, we have not added any car, so just the table header is displayed. Now we can add a new car by clicking on this link. So the name, make, color and year should be specified. The name of the car, color and year. Okay, after giving all the details, give submit. So we have this link for viewing in detail and for editing and for deleting. Okay, if I press on this view, we got an error here. So it shows car underscore detail.html source does not exist. So we'll check the file name. I have made a mistake. It is car underscore detail.html, but I have created the file name as car underscore details.html. So that's a problem. So it's searching for car underscore detail.html. So we'll rename this file now, car underscore details.html. Under this CRUD templates, let me rename this, refactor, rename it as car underscore detail.html. Okay, now it is renamed. The server is still running. So we got it now. Okay, all the details about the car is displayed. Again, we can go back to the list view by giving view all. Okay, let me add a new car again. Innova, Toyota, color silver, 2018. I've submitted and we have these details. We can also edit something. Check with edit option. All these details are displayed. If you want, you can change the year or color or make or name, anything can be changed here. I want to change the color from silver to white. So here has been changed. Again, if you click on view, the color name is changed, that is displayed. Okay, so let me add one more car. Okay, here let me select delete option. I want to delete this, so I will get these two options. Are you sure you want to delete car city? If you give cancel, it won't be deleted, it will go back to the list view. Or if you give confirm, that particular car will be deleted and other cars will be displayed. Now we can also perform this CRUD operations in admin. So we can go to admin. Here we should give the username which we have created when we have created the super user and that corresponding password and login. So we have got this cars table. The car contains these two entries. We can add a new car here and you can just select this. If you want, you can edit here, change the year and save. Okay, or if you want, you can also delete this one. Yes, I am sure. So now only one car is available. You can add a new car. Okay, so these CRUD operations can also be performed in our Django admin site. Fine. That's it about creating CRUD operations in Django. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, kindly share and subscribe.